What's going on, guys? Welcome back to NolanTCG, and we are back here today for another deck profile, and this time, it's for Blue Eyes. So I was essentially tossing up between three different things when I was making this video, whether or not I go for a Blue Eyes control build, a Blue Eyes combo deck, or whether or not I look to build some kind of Chaos Max variant. I was kind of like digging into Drytron and being like, how would I make this work, and what would this lock me out of, and what would my options be? Ultimately, disappointingly, we haven't gone for the Chaos Max build. I do really want to build that though. So comment down below if you do want to see a Chaos Max build. Ultimately, we have built Combo Blue Eyes. So this is essentially just a combo deck. Make as big a board as you can for essentially Dragon and Blue Eyes. We're not playing a super massive amount of Dragon Link stuff. If you clicked off the video already, I apologize for that. But yeah, we are essentially just playing standard Combo Blue Eyes with a bunch of hand traps, which are good for the current format. But before we do get started on this deck profile, as always, please remember to drop down below and hit that subscribe button if you are new here, because we are always happy to have new people to the channel. And let's get on into this deck profile. Before we do get started on this one though, it is brought to you of course by yourplaymat.com, who got us our beautiful NolanTCG extra deck sleeves. These are available on yourplaymat.com, as well as you can get custom sleeves and custom playmats, so whatever you need for the current format. There is an affiliate link in the description down below that does get you a little bit of a discount on your order. Also, enter the code NolanTCG for 10% off your order. Also kicks back a little bit to the channel, so everything will be very much appreciated. If you're shopping there, you're getting custom sleeves, custom playmats down. Make sure to enter our code at checkout. But let's get on into this deck profile. Okay, so starting us off, we of course have just 2 copies of Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon. I said that as if we were going to be whipping out 3 of them, but I know. I've opted for just 2 copies of Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon simply because I found that it can be bricky in the deck at 3. It's very easily searchable. You have access to it whenever you really need it. So at 2 is fine. You don't need to draw it. You want to see it sometimes, but not all the times. So it's at 2. That is the best way to think of it, as wise people once said. Then we go into the main card of the deck. It is, of course, our 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. Anime art is always best art. If you do not agree, fight me. Or not. Nah, come at me. This is the best art. Yeah. This is a powerful dragon in terms of attack and defense. Oh no, that's the wizard. We move! We go to our Chaos stuff next. So we are playing 1 copy of Levianeer and 1 copy of Chaos Emperor, the Dragon of Armageddon. This card, very, very, very good in the deck. I found its effects come up so often, and it really facilitates so much. So that is something to keep in mind. And of course, you're always going to be having a bunch of light monsters in your graveyard, so you can use the Levianeer to extend. Then we have essentially our alternative Blue Eyes cards. So we've got the 1 Dragon Spirit of White for popping back row, or banishing. And then we've got 1 copy of Blue Eyes Solid Dragon, of course, for the negation. Has that quick tag as well. And then the last of our level 8 extenders, I wouldn't say rank 8, but level 8 extenders, is 1 copy of Nebula Dragon. I will try and hold this for as long as possible, given that we're playing the Blue Eyes deck before the combo version, before using it. But of course, when you do have it, you are just going to guarantee another rank 8 on your end board, and you'll always really have another Blue Eyes White Dragon in hand to summon with it if you're comboing off fully. Then we go into our 1s, so we do have a lot of level 1 tuners in this deck because we want to be able to tuner out that Halka Fibrax to get us through to our Whitestone of Legend to add as much consistency as possible. So we are, of course, playing 3 copies of Sage with Eyes of Blue. This is your primary normal summon because you're going to add your Effect Veiler, and Effect Veiler, very, very good in the current format. 3 copies of Whitestone of Ancients. Of course, you get that summon of the Blue Eyes in your end phase, which is pretty good following up on the next turn. Typically, I will use one of the 2 Blue Eyes monsters to be summoning off my Heraldic Seal, and the Ancients, I'll probably normally summon the other, or a Vanilla, preferably the Vanilla if I still have 1 in deck, but in this version of the deck, you turbo through your 3 very quickly. And then, of course, lastly, for our stones is the 1 copy of Whitestone of Legend. We do still have more level 1 tuners, of course, with the Effect Veilers, which is going to come up next, but Whitestone of Legend, very, very important in this deck. You don't need to play 3 of it because you are just going to be looping back that same one. But yeah, very, very good card. Then, like I said before, we do still have another tuner we can normal summon. Oh, actually, we have more. But 3 copies of Effect Veiler. It's searchable. It's one of the best hand traps in the current format because it stops so much. But yeah, 3 copies of Effect Veiler. After that, we are playing 3 copies of Droll and Lockbird. Again, I found this card is very, very good in the current format, being able to stop Flundereese and Sword Soul. I play against a lot of Flundereese and Sword Soul at locals, so yeah, cards very, very good. And then lastly, we have 2 copies of Ash Blossom, another tuner you can normal summon. If you say open 2 Ash and you want to use one to combo off, you can use it to go into your Halka Fibrax to then get your stones out of deck, and then you can add some more turbo power through all of that. That is it for our monster lineup though, so now we do go to our spells, and we do have our 3 copies of Melody of Awakening Dragon starting us off. Pretty much just a lot of consistency stuff and recursion built into our spell engine. So we've got, yeah, the 3 copies of Melody of Awakening Dragon, 3 copies of Trade-In, follow that up. Again, just discarding those blue eyes that we don't need after we've utilized them to then get deeper into our deck. 3 copies of Return of the Dragon Lords, just to bring stuff back from graveyard, of course. You do get that little bit of protection added on as well. And then 3 copies of World Legacy Guard Dragon for bringing back our stones and also shifting the zone of our Pisty, so again we can get more recursion happening out of the grave for less resources. And then lastly, we do have 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence rounding out the main deck. Again, another hand trap that's very good for the current format. If you do want to change up any of these hand trap ratios or switch them out for like more control cards, that is always an option. Do always change your hand trap lines as to what you require at your locals. Okay, now we do move into our extra deck. Of course, we are playing a lot of Link 1s in this build, so we are playing 1 copy of Striker Dragon to start us off. You don't have the Bootsec launch, it's simply a Dragon Link 1 that points sideways, because it's going to point to your Guard Dragon Pisty, and then this is going to be, of course, linking the arrows, summoning from the graveyard, just building as much as a board as we can. For our standard normal summon package, if we open a stone plus the World Legacy Guard Dragon, we do need the 1 copy of Almirage for that. This next card is cuttable, but I do find it comes up sometimes. It is 1 copy of Link Karibo, again for the same purpose, getting rid of your Link 1s off the board. You can essentially do the same thing with the Almirage and Link Karibo, so cut either of them. Honestly, I'd probably say you can probably cut the Almirage over the Link Karibo simply because the Link Karibo is the dark, and the dark does come up quite a lot. And then we go into the rest of our links. So we've got our Link 2s now. So we've got 1 copy of Halka Fibrax, of course, very important in this deck, going to be summoning out those stones from the deck. 1 copy of Heraldic Seal of Heavenly Spheres, of course, getting that free kind of non-targeting bounce. And then you, of course, get the summon from the deck. Summon from the deck, big theme of our Link 2s. Then for our Link 3, we've got 1 copy of Celine, of course, just transitioning us through to our access code line. Rather disappointingly, I don't have my access code on me at the moment. I've lent it out. I'm not going to be able to play locals over the Christmas period, so I have lent out my access code. For the list at the moment, I do have 1 copy of Appaloosa in the extra deck for going first, but it rarely comes up. You'd much rather this package be an access code. Access code's also been reprinted as well, so it's not too expensive at the moment. And then, last of the Link 4s, it is 1 copy of Sayuja Skuldred. Of course, we want to be using this to effectively either draw cards, or you can go for the option where you end on Synchro, Xe, Sayuja, but in that case, you don't draw 4 cards, unless you have like a really good board, but that's rare. And then we go into our Synchros after that. So we have our Black Rose Moonlight to go with our Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, just your general basic Synchro stuff for Blue Eyes. You get, of course, the Floodgatey stuff, and then you get, of course, the bounce as well. And then we go into our Xe. So these are essentially your game enders. So we've got 1 copy of Dragublion with the 1 copy of Numeron Dragon. Again, I would recommend playing a Hard Earth in this next slot, but unfortunately I don't own a Hard Earth. I only have, of course, 1 copy of Hope Harbinger. This is necessary. The second one is not, though. I am playing 2 at the moment, simply because I want to have a dragon that I can slap under the Numeron. But yeah, I would definitely consider cutting this. I would definitely recommend, not consider, cutting this for the Hard Earth if you have it. Okay, we are now back for the combo portion of the video. It's been a while since we recorded the deck profile part. I've been on the phone a fair bit. So we've finally gotten through to that. Sorry, still getting messages about stuff, so sorry if I'm a little bit distracted. We have lost the lighting rig because it's been so long, but I've managed to turn on some other lights. Hopefully it is still visible in here. So, for our test hand, we've got 1 copy of Effect Valar, we've got the White Stone, we've got the Trade-In, we've got World Legacy Guard Dragon. That's actually a pretty good hand. The Effect Valar's not just going to be sitting, it's just going to be sitting there, so it's great, we don't need to burn it. So we're going to start off with the normal summon of our White Stone. We're going to link it off for our Link Karibo. I'll use the White Stone effect to get us our Blue Eyes White Dragon. We can then go into our World Legacy Guard Dragon again, summoning back the White Stone, and then we can turn these 2 into a Halka Fibrax. Once again, we can now burn the Halka Fibrax and chain the White Stone, so we can chain block it. Then we'll go and get our White Stone of Legend. Will we run out of vanillas here to summon from the deck with a White Stone, which might kind of pin us as to what we can go into? That's not the best, but hey, we'll work around it. So we've summoned our White Stone. We can now link this off for our Pisty. We can go shift that with the World Legacy, and then I don't really necessarily want to burn the last copy, and the add is mandatory, so we're going to summon back the Whitestone of Ancients off the Pisty, and then we're going to activate our trade-in, discarding to draw 2. We've got Veiler. Oh, very good adds there. So we've got Veiler and a Melody. Realistically, we don't need this Blue Eyes, so we're going to Melody it away. We will go and get our 2 Chaos Extenders. So we've got 1 and 2. Go and put that there. Okay, and now we're going to just simply burn our Return of the Dragon Lords, getting our Blue Eyes back, so that we can go for a 4-card Sayuja. We've done our shuffle, so now draw our 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, we want to have something to summon off our Sayuja, but we can just summon the Effect Veiler if we want to do that. Actually, no, we can add back something with the Chaos Dragon Emperor to get for our summon. So we will keep the Droll and Lockbird. Bottom of the deck we go. Okay, now it's time to summon some stuff with other things. So we're going to use the Levianeer. For that, we're going to banish out our Blue Eyes, our Vanilla, and probably our other Blue Eyes. That's going to involve us summoning back. We'll get rid of the Whitestone, because we don't want to burn the Whitestone. We'll keep the regular Blue Eyes in graveyard. Do we? It doesn't matter. So we'll go and summon that. Use the Levianeer's effect to summon back this Blue Eyes. And now we can scale our Chaos Dragon. Use the scale effect, paying the 1,000 life points and destroying it to add back. This doesn't get banished, am I correct? Is it only when it leaves the monster zone? Let's just make sure we've got this correct before we put this out. Once per turn. Face up special summon card leaves the field. Okay, yeah, cool. It's not just when it leaves the field. Okay, cool. So we will use the effect, adding back our Whitestone of Ancients. We can now use our Sayuja to summon that to the board. We can now start playing around. For this end board, we're not going to be ending on the... I've also just banished the entire graveyard. Let's keep that up there. So we're not going to be playing around with a Hieratic Seal, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. So we're going to summon our Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon here. We have the bounce anyway with the other guy. So we'll summon out our Chaos Emperor, banishing out the Blue Eyes and Pisty. And now we will go and overlay these two for our Dragoblion. And now we can use the Dragoblion to go and get ourselves a Hope Harbinger. Do we go Hope Harbinger in defense or attack? It doesn't matter. We'll go defense, sure. It goes to 2,800. Okay, that seems like a pretty decent test hand there. You didn't necessarily even need to use the Dragoblion. I would probably just hold the Dragoblion normally and just go straight into the Hope Harbinger. This just does facilitate a little bit more OTK power, even though if you kept the Numeron Dragon, you would have full OTK power. But yeah, that is it for the deck profile for this one. Do hit that subscribe button if you liked it. We will be doing Blue Eye stuff every now and then. With the new Blue Eye stuff come out in February, we will definitely be doing a profile for that. If you do want to see the Chaos Max build as well, yeah, hit like, and we will definitely get that one going. But as always, I've been Ben from NolanTCG, and have a good afternoon, everybody.